Hi families. So we've been adding and subtracting fractions with unlike denominators. That means the denominators have been different. So in order to add and subtract them properly, we have to change the fraction so that the denominators are the same. The easiest way to do that is by multiplying the different denominators by each other. So basically, 4 over 6, I'm going to multiply it by 13. And 7 over 13, I'll multiply it by 6. Once you have that, the whole numbers stay the same. So the 4 stays the same. We'll convert that fraction. And then the 2 stays the same, and we'll convert this fraction. Over on the side, I'm actually going to solve for 6 times 13. That's going to be my denominator. So 13 times 6. 6 times 3 is 18. Carry the 1. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So 78 is my denominator for both. Next, I find the numerators. 4 times 13 is 52. And 7 times 6 is, 42. Now we can add it. Let's add the whole numbers. 4 plus 2 is 6. The denominator stays the same. And 52 plus 42 equals 94. Now we can't keep it like this. So I'm going to take this, move it to the side. We have to convert this into a mixed number. And then we'll just add it back with the whole number. So first off, how many times can 78 fit into 94? It could fit one time. My denominator stays the same. So now, if I do mini math on the side, 94 minus 78, you have to borrow from 9, 4 becomes 14, 14 minus 8 is 6, and 8 minus 7 is 1. Our numerator is 16. So now, instead of 94 over 78, we're just going to add that. We're going to add this mixed number to 6, which makes it 7 and 16th over 78. Now, let's simplify this a little bit. So first, let me erase all the stuff that we don't need. And this is what we have so far. We are going to be simplifying this fraction. So we've ended up with 7 wholes, but we can simplify this fraction right here because I know that you can divide it at least by 2. So the 7 stays the same, but if we divided 16 by 2, we get 8. And if we divide 78 by 2, we get 39. So now, instead of 16 over 78, we can just replace that with 8 over 39. And that is our simplest answer. Is it a lot? Absolutely. And it's just going to get harder from here. So let's do the next one together. Over here, we have our denominator 3 and our denominator 13. So again, the simplest way to do that is a little bit of mini math on the side. Let's just multiply both denominators with each other. So 13 times 3 equals 39. So now I know that some things will stay the same. So first off, let's just rewrite what we can right now. 2 stays the same, the fraction line, minus 1 stays the same, and then the fraction line. And then I know that my denominator for both of them will be 39. All right, halfway there. So now we have to do some mini math. We multiplied this fraction by 13, this denominator by 13, and whatever we do at the bottom, we do at the top. So we're going to multiply 2 by 13, which will give us 26. Now over here, we multiplied 13 by 3. So whatever we do at the bottom, we do at the top. So we multiply the top by 3. 1 times 3 is 3. And now we can subtract this as is. Let's subtract the whole numbers first. 2 minus 1 is 1. My denominator stays the same, 39. And now I do 26 minus 3, which is 23. And that is my answer. All right, let's do the next one. 16 and 5 are my unlike denominators. So, mini math on the side. 5 times 6 is 30, 0 here, carry to 3. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 3 is 8. So 80 is our common denominator. Everything else stays the same. So 1, my denominator is 80, minus 1, my denominator is 80. So going back here, what we did was we multiplied 16 by 5 to get 80. So whatever we do at the bottom, we do at the top. So 8 times 5 is 40. Do we see how this can be reduced already? Now, let's do the next one. We had to multiply 5 by 16 to get 80. So whatever we would do at the bottom, we do at the top. So we have to do 2 times 16. And 2 times 16 is 32. So now let's subtract. 1 minus 1 equals 0, so I don't even have to write that. Our denominator is 80, that stays the same, and 40 minus 32 is 8. Can I reduce this even more? Absolutely. I can go divided by 8, and my answer would be 1 over 10. All right, you're doing great so far. Let's do this next one. 19 and 8. So we're going to be multiplying some big numbers. 19 times 8. 8 times 9 is 72. Carry the plus 7. 8 times 1 is 8. Plus 7 is 15. So now our denominator is 152. That's huge. But we can do it. So let's write the stuff that stays the same. 5 stays the same. Fraction line. My denominator is 152. We're subtracting. The 3 stays the same. Fraction line. And my denominator is 152. All right, let's get into it. We multiplied 19 by 8 to get 152. Whatever we would do at the bottom, we do at the top. And 1 times 8 is 8. Over here, we had to multiply 8 by 19 to get 152. Whatever we do at the bottom, we do at the top. So we have to do 2 times 19, which is 38. Now, the problem here is we can't subtract 8 from 38. Uh-oh. So what we have to do is we have to borrow 1 whole. We have to borrow 1 whole from 5. Well, how much is 1 whole? Well, because our denominator is 152, that means we're going to cross out 5. They're going to be a 4 now. So no more 5. He's going to be a 4. And we're going to add 152. Like, imagine you needed some money, so your friend gave you a jar and it had 152 coins in it, on top of the 8 cents that you already had. Pretty nice friend. So now 152 plus 8, well, that's going to be 160. Well, now I can subtract 160 with 38. Let's do that. Actually, let's start with the stuff that's easy. Let's do 4 minus 3. That's 1. The denominator stays the same. And now I'll subtract 160 minus 38. Okay, I can't do 0 minus 8, so I have to borrow from 6. And 6 becomes a 5, and the 0 becomes a 10. 10 minus 8 is 2. 5 minus 3 is 2, and we bring down the 1. 132. Can we simplify that even more? Absolutely. And just to show you that you can, and it's not too bad, let's divide it by 2. A little hard, right? Well, let's break it up to make it easy. 132 is just 132. 152 is just 152. That's a little bit easier. I know that 100 divided by 2 is, and I'll write this in a different color, 50. And 32 divided by 2 is 16. So I'll just add that, which gives me 66. Now, I know 100 divided by 2 is 50, and 52 divided by 2 is 26. Let's add that. That would be 76. And I can reduce that even more, but just to save your time, our final reduced answer is 1 whole and 35 over 38. Let me know if you actually went through all the steps and what you divided by to get that answer tomorrow. All right, last one on this side of the page. Same thing. We're going to take 5 and 9 and just multiply it together because it's the easiest. We know that 5 times 9 equals 45. So that's going to be our denominators. So let's write down what we don't have to change. 1, fraction line. Our denominator now is going to be 45 plus 5, fraction line, and our denominator is 45. So now let's convert these fractions. I know that in order to get 45, I had to multiply 5 by 9. And whatever we do at the bottom, we do at the top. So 4 times 9 is 36. And same here. To get 45, we had to multiply 9 times 5. And whatever we do at the bottom, we do at the top. So 1 times 5 is 5. Now we can add it. Let's start with the whole numbers. 1 plus 5 is 6. My denominator stays the same. And 36 plus 5 is 41. And that's actually as simple as it can get.